and we're gonna go ahead and select the images that we want, and it was 92 till 105. So I'm gonna go ahead and arrange them by the modified, so I'm gonna see them perfectly taking a time second after second, and it's going to be 92. They're gonna be pre-organized for me. 92, and holding the shift button on your keyboard if you are using the Windows, and I'm not sure, but it could be a different button if you're using the Macintosh for multiple selection. But we're gonna select up to, actually by holding, not shift, by holding control button, sometimes just in case if you want to choose which one you like and which one you don't, by holding control button on the Windows, and maybe it's going to be command on Macintosh, we're going to select the images that we would like to place in our panoramic shots, and I'm going to skip on this one. If I will pressing shift, it's going to select everything, but I don't want that one repeating itself. So, and I know that I want to go 92 till 105, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that because I previewed them before a couple minutes ago. And then we're gonna click open, and it's gonna place all the images over here. By the way, where you're gonna do this, sometimes your computer is not gonna respond if you're using the slower computers, and it's okay if it's going to be like for 10 minutes maximum, because when you're using, let's say, 12 megapixels and you want to stitch it together in panoramic, the pixels are doubling, tripling, even sometimes by 4 times, like in this case, and it takes a lot of computer calculation power to achieve those results. So keep in mind, it's gonna take some time to calculate, to stitch your images together by the machine, so be patient. Alright, and as we can see, all our files are right here. By the way, today is Sunday, November 21, 2010. As you can see, 12:10 a.m. So this video is dedicated to my subscribers. So go ahead, thumbs up for this video, rate it as high as you can, if you like it, of course, and share it with your friends. And you're welcome to put it in favorite. And if you like this video, subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much. And as you can see, layout, in the layout we already have our files over here, so they're all selected, and in the layout we can select what kind of stitching we would like. I would like to use the auto, and I suggest you use the auto as well. So we're gonna go ahead and stick with auto, but you can choose actually every single one and see which one is the best. And this is the good idea, to see which one is the best, to select every single one and see the results, and then see which one is better for you. Alright, and I'm gonna click OK. Sometimes when you're gonna click OK, Photoshop just closing itself or freezing. It's, you know, it happens just because, as again, it requires a lot of calculation power, and sometimes it's your memory are full, it needs to some more free memory, and it's just freezing, which is okay. If it's gonna shut down the whole Photoshop, you need to restart this and do it again. We're gonna select the blend images together option, and we're gonna click OK, and it's gonna take some time. It's gonna just put all those images into the memory, and then it's gonna blend the pixels, all of those images, into one panoramic shot. So it's gonna take some time, just because I'm using the Intel Core i7 custom build and heavily overclocked to 4 gigahertz. It's kinda fast, and your machine kinda going to be slower than this, but it's all okay. Sometimes it can take up to 1-2 minutes. Even sometimes it can freeze up, but if you still see the Photoshop window, it's okay to wait. If it's gonna close the whole Photoshop, you gotta restart, open your Photoshop and do it again. Continue the same thing again. Sometimes it, like during my experience, sometimes it shut down by itself on my laptop, for instance. Alright, so you're just going to stitch them together. It's almost done. And by the way, keep in mind that this video will be split into multiple parts on YouTube or some other resources. So if you're watching this video and you like the video, keep in mind to watch all the parts to complete the video. Thank you so much, and we're gonna wait just a little bit, and it's almost here. And yeah, it takes those calculation, and Photoshop gonna verify that colors and pixels kinda can be stitched together. And if you use my method and your lighting and exposure was the same during the time you were taking this image, you will be fine. Otherwise, it's gonna bring you the error that it's impossible to stitch some images, and if it will, means that, you know, it's impossible to use the Photoshop method to stitch those images, because you probably didn't follow my instructions, or your exposure and lighting and the contrast are completely different. You wait too much, like wait 10 minutes for another shot. So try to take them fast, quick, and as again, I suggest you set it on like 3-5 seconds on the remote on the camera, so it's not gonna pick up your hands, shaking hands, and image will be sharp as possible to begin with. Alright, as you can see, it brings the image, but it has some sort of like a stitches over here. But don't be afraid, it just stitches, temporary stitches. When you're gonna zoom in, it's going to remove those stitches automatically for you. Just going to the Photoshop will calculate it, and when you're gonna zoom in to 100%, it's just going to remove those stitches for you, and you will be in good shape. Before to do anything else, it can freeze up and can crash because this image is probably so huge. So I suggest you to see it's like already like freeze up on me. Fit on screen. I suggest you go File, even with my powerful computer. Maybe with the latest Photoshops it's not gonna do this, but you know, with CS4 it does. So you're gonna go Save As, and you're gonna just name it and save this panoramic shot. Let's say Miami, Miami downtown, right? Whatever you wanna do it. Save it. That's the first thing what you gotta do. And don't worry about those stitches. They're not gonna show up on the final product. It's gonna write Photoshop file, and it takes a while because the image are about 60 megapixels right now, and I'm gonna show it to you in a second. So even if we're gonna crash, we can come back to our original master image, and we don't have to go through the stitching it together again process and all this stuff. So let's go image size, and we're gonna see that it's 18,000 by 7,000 pixels. So let's see how many megapixels we have to begin with. Times 7444, it's 137 million pixels, which is 137 megapixel shot right now. which is wow, which can be printed at a high 300 dpi resolution, 61 inches by 24. It's like on a whole wall at your place probably. And let me show you the quality of this at the 100%. That's the quality. It's clear because I used a good lens. On you it's probably not gonna be so clear, but I'm gonna show you I'm gonna show you how to double the sharpness and clarity in a second, if the clarity or sharpness is your key. You can see a little bit of the noise. It's okay, it's 100% right now. We're probably not gonna use that huge. We're probably gonna cut the megapixels to 2, like make it 60, which going to reduce those pixels, and it's going to, here's the solution, it's going to become sharper and clearer than it was. But before that, what we gotta do, we gotta select all by clicking select and click all. I'm not gonna use the short keys just because if the beginner using my tutorial, I don't want him to get lost. So everything what I'm gonna use, I'm gonna explain to you. So we're gonna select all by clicking select all. Then we're gonna click go edit, and in edit we're gonna click copy merge. Then we're gonna go edit and we're gonna click paste. It's again edit and paste. On slower computers it's gonna take some time, and it's gonna paste the image. We're gonna call this image as the master. I'm gonna click enter, okay, and then we're gonna hide the eyes on the others, on those little shots. We're gonna hide it. Then what we're gonna do, as you can see, we need to rotate it a little bit. And so what we gotta do to rotate, let me give you a little tip how to see the perfect rotation and stuff. You're gonna go to image, actually you're gonna go to view, not the image, you're gonna go to view, and what we're trying to achieve here, we're trying to make a perfect rotation of this image, so it's going to be as straight as possible. So we're gonna click view and we're gonna check ruler. Then we're gonna select the tool, move tool, and we're gonna click on a ruler over here, and we're gonna scroll down holding our mouse, and we're gonna bring this little tool. And let's say I would like to have my ocean for me placed correctly. So I'm gonna put it over here, and we're gonna have the straight line. Then I can rotate. If you don't have that ability to rotate when you're selecting the move tool, you need to select show transform controls. Click on it and it's gonna give you, you're probably gonna have like this, and there is no way for you to rotate. So if you will click show transform controls, it will give you ability to rotate in real time. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put